Welcome to the review for test number 9, writing equations of linear functions. You will notice that the first 4 problems ask you to tell whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. If they are parallel, they will have the exact same slope. If they are perpendicular, they will have opposite signs and be reciprocals, or the upside down of each other. And then if it's not one of those two, it's neither. So all you have to do here is compare slope. You don't have to worry about y-intercept, just the slope. So on number 1, the slope of the first equation is 2. The slope of the second equation is negative 1 over 2. So if you write each of those as a fraction, we have positive 2 over 1 and negative 1 over 2. Obviously they are not the same, so they're not parallel. However, they do have opposite signs and they are reciprocals of each other. 2 over 1, 1 over 2. So these are perpendicular. Number 2, I have negative 1 over 4 and negative 4. So when I write those each as a fraction, I see that they are reciprocals, but they are not opposite signs. So be really careful on that. Don't want it to be something that it's not. That's just neither. Number 3 is a little bit tricky, and you may not get it right off the bat. If you look at y equals 5, technically that is a slope of 0. Okay, that is a horizontal line. X equals 3, you notice it doesn't even have a y. There's no y-intercept. This has an undefined slope. So even though you may not know it right off the bat, you need to know, now that I've told you, that these are perpendicular. And then number 4 requires us to do some work before we can compare. I can see the slope of the second equation, but the first equation does not have y by itself just yet. So this is where we do the free falling thing, okay? Cross the line, change the sign, free falling. If you would like to show the work, you're going to, oops, let me box my y. We're going to take away the 2x. So we get 4y equals negative 2x, the 12 free falls, plus 12. Divide everything by 4 and reduce. So I have 1y equals negative 1 over 2x. Okay, negative 2 over 4 reduces to negative 1 over 2, plus 3. So again, all we're comparing here is the slopes. So I have negative 1/2 and negative 1/2. Those are exactly the same, so this is parallel. All right, now we're going to get into the meat of what we did in this unit. We need to write the equation of the line with a slope of 4 passing through 4, 7. This says think, write, answer the question. We did this in 3 steps. The first step was determine what you know. X equals, Y equals, M equals, B equals. Your slope is M. So they are telling you M is negative 4. X and Y come from your point. So X is 4 and Y is 7. So the only thing you don't know is B. That's good news because we can solve for that. Using our standard equation, y equals mx plus b, I plug in for everything except for b. When I look at my chart, I see that y is 7 equals m is negative 4, x is positive 4. I'm going to multiply those. Plus the letter b. Some of y'all have been paranoid about writing down the b. That's okay. That's the variable that we're solving for. We know everything else. So I get 7 equals negative 16 plus b. Add 16 to both sides, and I get that b is 23. So now we do letter number, letter number. The letter for y equals the number for m, the letter for x, the number for b. That is your final equation. So there's lots and lots of practice on this over the next few problems. Number 6. Write the equation of the line that is parallel to 4/3 x plus 2 and goes through the point -6, -2. Okay? Obviously, well, let's start with our steps. Step 1, x equals y equals m equals b equals. Okay, so x is -6, y is -2. Parallel, my slope will be 4/3. So right away, you should be able to eliminate 2 of your answer choices. Answers B and D do not have a slope of 4/3. Okay, parallel slopes are the same. So you just need to know, is your B going to be -2 or is your B going to be +6? So you plug into y equals mx plus b. -2 equals 4/3 times -6 plus b. Do the math. 4/3 times -6. If you don't know that, your calculator does. 4/3 times -6 is -8. So be careful here. You add 8 to both sides, and you get that b is 6. So the one that has 4/3 for the slope and 6 for the y-intercept is answer C. Write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to y equals 5x plus 4 and goes through 15, -7. Step 1, x equals y equals m equals b equals. X and y are 15 and -7. All you are using that equation for, the given equation, is to steal slope out of it. The rest of it doesn't matter. You're just taking slope out of it. The slope of this line is 5, but be careful. They want a perpendicular slope. So if I have a slope of +5/1, then the perpendicular slope should be -1/5. So be very, very careful. Okay, so that means A and B cannot be the correct answers. So I just need to see, is my y-intercept -7 or is it -4? Y equals mx plus b, we're going to plug in to find b. Y is -7, m is -1/5, x is 15. I need to multiply my m and my x, and I get -3. So -7 equals -3 plus b. Add 3 to both sides, and you get that b is -4. Okay, and really, actually, in these last two problems, if you'll notice, your wrong answer choice contains the y before you did any work. So that might be a clue also as you're taking a multiple choice test on how to get that figured out. Okay, number 8, write the equation of a line with slope -6 and y-intercept 5. These are the easy ones. If you start doing x equals y equals m equals b equals, that's fine. You'll get there. But once you do the work, you're going to realize, oh, I knew that to begin with. They are telling you your slope. They are telling you your y-intercept. These are as easy as they come. Y equals slope times x plus your y-intercept, the end. Don't overcomplicate. Write the equation of a line with slope of -5 passing through the point 1, 2. Okay, so this time they didn't give you the y-intercept right out of the bat. So we do have to do x equals y equals m equals b equals. Okay, x is 1, y is -2. Slope is -5. Plug in to y equals mx plus b. Y is -2. M is -5. X is 1. We are searching for b, so it stays a letter. So -2 equals -5 times 1 is -5. Add 5 to both sides, and I find out that b is 3. Letter number, letter number. The letter for y equals the number for m, the letter for x, the number for b. Number 10. Write the equation of the line that is perpendicular to y equals 6x plus 1 and has an x-intercept of negative 18. That tells you that your x-coordinate is negative 18 while your y-coordinate is 0. Okay, different from y-intercept. Some of you may be saying, well, why didn't we do that when we had y-intercept? Y-intercept is already your beginning. It's your b. X-intercept, we don't have that for. So, sorry, let me write these in the same order as we always do. X equals, y equals, m equals, b equals. So, x is negative 18, y is 0. Now your m, be careful. This slope of your given line is 6, but I need perpendicular to that. 6 is the same as 6 over 1, so perpendicular is going to be negative 1 over 6. Be really, really careful that you're paying attention to these words. Perpendicular, opposite sign, reciprocal. Flip it over. Okay, so the slope that you need to use is negative 1/6. Y equals mx plus b, you're going to plug in. Y is 0. Please put that there. Don't just ignore it and put nothing. You need that there as a placeholder. M is negative 1/6. X is negative 18. You're going to multiply m times x and get positive 3. When you subtract 3 from both sides, you're going to get negative 3 equals b. Okay. Letter number, letter number. Letter y, number for m. Letter x, number for b. Okay, number 11. Write the equation of a line that is parallel to y equals 5/3 x plus 2 and goes through negative 6, 3. Parallel has the same slope. This slope is 5/3. A parallel slope will be 5/3. So when we do step 1, x equals y equals m equals b equals, x is negative 6, y is negative 3. That came from the given point. Then your m, since it's parallel, it's exactly the same. Step 2, plug in to y equals mx plus b. In this case, y is negative 3, m is 5/3 times x, which is negative 6, plus b. So negative 3 equals, if you do not know what 5/3 times negative 6 is, your calculator does. It's negative 10. Add 10, and you get that b is 7. Letter number, letter number. The letter for y, the number for m, 5/3. The letter for x, the number for 7. I'm sorry, the number for b, which is 7 in this case. Okay, so again, pay attention to those words, perpendicular or parallel. Next, write the equation line that's parallel to 10x plus 2y equals negative 6 and goes through 2, 3. So as you go to start to make your chart, x and y are easy. Some of you might be tempted to put 10 for m, but you would be wrong. Don't be that kid. You must rearrange this equation into the proper form to know what slope is. You have to have y by itself. So this is where you do the free falling, however you like to do it. Cross the line, change the sign. So you get 2y equals negative 10x minus 6. The minus 6 free falls. Divide everything by 2. So you get y equals negative 5x minus 3. The only thing that is important here is the negative 5. Yesterday I had some of y'all trying to mess with the y-intercept. I only need the slope out of this equation. The slope out of this equation is negative 5 over 1, or negative 5. Parallel. You need to be thinking to yourself, parallel lines have the same slope. Now that you have gotten your slope, you have everything you need out of this. You don't need it anymore. Move on to a problem that we've been doing all week. Plug into y equals mx plus b. Y is 3. M is negative 5. X is 2. You're plugging in. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Add 10 to both sides, and you get that b is 13. Final answer, letter, number, letter, number. Letter for y, number for m, letter for x, number for b. That's your final answer. Number 13. Perpendicular. Ooh, so already be thinking in your brain, what are you going to have to do once you find the slope? We kind of wrote on that a little bit. Okay, again, start by making your chart. What do you know? I know that x is 4 and y is 1. Please don't tell me that the slope is 1 here, because it's not. We have to get y by itself. Subtract the x. You get 4y equals negative 1x minus 8. Free fall to 8. Divide everything by 4. And you get y equals negative 1 over 4x minus 2. The only thing that is important here is the slope. This slope is negative 1/4. Please don't go put that on your chart yet. You have to be a good student. Pause and think. Perpendicular. Perpendicular to negative 1/4 is positive 4 over 1. So positive 4. So plug in to your next step. Y equals mx plus b. Y is 1. M is 4. X is 4. I don't know b. 4 times 4 is 16. When I take that away from both sides, I get negative 15. Letter, number, letter, number. Letter for y equals number for m, letter for x, number for b. And you're done with that. Okay. There are plenty of problems for you to be practicing here. Practice this procedure. No excuse for not being ready for this test if you can do all these. Okay, number 14, graph. It's already in slope-intercept form for you. Your slope is negative 3, which is negative 3 over 1. Your beginning, your y-intercept is 7. Begin at 7. A negative slope means you're going downhill, down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. I need to see at least 3 dots, and then I want the line going through them connected. So that one was very straightforward. Number 15, not so much. You got to solve for y. Okay, however you like to think of this, whether you cross the line, change the sign, or you do just how we've been doing and do the free fall. All right, divide by 5. So y equals negative. I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 in front of my x. I have negative 1 over 5x plus 5. You have to be able to do that part right to be able to graph. So your slope is negative 1/5. Your beginning is 5. Begin at 5. It's negative. It should go downhill. Down 1 over 5. From that point, down 1 over 5. Get at least 3 dots and connect them. Number 16. And if I'm going too fast, ask the sub to pause, or if you're watching this on Edmodo, just pause it. Okay, I'm solving for y. Move that 4x over. So I have negative 3y equals negative 4x minus 9. Divide everything by negative 3. Be careful, careful, careful with signs here. So y equals negative 4 over negative 3 is positive 4/3. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. So your slope is positive this time. It's going uphill, 4/3. Your beginning is at 3. Begin at 3 on your y-axis. Go up 4 and over 3. Okay, if I go up 4 and over 3, I'm off my graph. So I'm going to go down 4 and to the left 3. If you notice, that still keeps my connection going in a positive direction. So there's somewhere you had to look at the equation and then do a correct graph. 17, using the graph shown. So here they're giving you a graph. First thing they ask for, what is the x-intercept? That's where you cross the horizontal axis. That is at negative 4, 0. The next thing they ask is for the y-intercept, which is down here on the vertical axis. And that is at negative 1, 2, 3, 6. So 0, negative 6. Your y is negative 6. Up here, your x was negative 4. So be careful about that. The slope. You should be able to tell by looking it's going downhill. Pick 2 dots. From 1 dot, you go down 3 over 2. So the equation of the line, you need the y-intercept and you need the slope. You need the m and the b. Letter, number, y equals the, letter for y, number for m, letter for x, number for b. Don't make that harder than it is. It's really pretty much a review of last unit. What is the equation of the graph shown? You need a beginning point and you need a slope. Your beginning point is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your slope is going downhill. Find another point on here, and this one's a little bit tricky. I'm going to go with right here. They should have put a dot on there for you. That would have been nice. Okay, down 5 over 4. Okay, so the equation is y equals negative 5/4 x minus 5. The x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis, is at negative 4, 0. The y-intercept is at 0, negative 5. Okay, again, x-intercept is going to have a number in the x position. Y-intercept is going to have a number in the y position. Number 20. Determine the rate of change. What's another word for rate of change? Slope. Rise over run. You can eliminate 2 answer choices right now. Please scratch out A and B. This is not an uphill slope. This is a downhill slope. So now you just have to decide, do you go down 5 and over 4, or do you go down 4 and over 5? So count. From this y-intercept, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 1, 2, 3, 4. C is the correct answer. What is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is B. So I don't know. I've got to rearrange this. Solving for y. Move that 3x over. So negative, don't lose your negative, negative 2y equals negative 3x, free fall the 8, plus 8. Divide by negative 2. So I get y equals positive 3 over 2x minus 4. So the y-intercept is this part. B equals negative 4. If you want to write it as a point, it would be 0, negative 4. It depends on how they ask you on the test. What is the slope of this one? Again, got to get y by itself. Have you noticed that we're doing this a lot? If you don't have this down, you need to practice it in the next 24 hours. So 2y equals negative 4x minus 10. I didn't show my work that time. Let me show what I did. Moving that 4x over. Dropping down the negative 10. Divide by 2. Y equals negative 4 divided by positive 2 is negative 2. Negative 10 divided by positive 2 is negative 5. What's important here is the slope, the m. So your slope is negative 2. (23) Which function includes the data set 3, 4, 6, 13, and 12, 31? I had to pull up my other calculator. I don't know what happened to my Wabbit one, but that's okay. Here's my suggestion. All of these are in y equals format. So go to your calculator, go to y equals, and type in what they gave you. So 3x. Second, and graph. That will give you a table. Okay, go see what pairs up with 3. 3 is paired up with 9, so it can't be answer choice A. Go to answer choice B. Y equals, let's clear that one out, x divided by 3. Second and graph, go to your table. 3 here is paired up with 1. It's not paired up with 4 yet, can't be that. Y equals x over 3 plus 3. Second and graph. 3 is paired up with 4. Okay, that's great news. Let's see what 6 is paired with. 6 is paired with 5. So it worked for the first one, but not the second. So it must be D. Let's double check. Y equals 3x minus 5. I'm going to go check my table. 3 is paired with 4. 6 is paired with 13. And 12 is paired with 31. So answer choice D is correct. Let me move this down. Okay, which table identifies the points on the line defined by the equation y minus 2x equals negative 4? Again, get this in y equals format. So you have y equals 2x, minus 4. So type that in on your calculator. Y equals, let me clear that, 2x minus 4. I'm going to go to my table. Okay, it looks like we're starting with negative 4. So I'm going up. I need negative 4 paired with negative 12. Well, gosh, there's only one answer choice that has that. I can test the others. Negative 1 paired with negative 6. What did I do wrong? Let's look. Did I type it in correctly? Y equals 2x minus 4. Okay, you'll have to ask your teacher about that one because it's actually not the right answer when we go look at our table. Okay, -1 should be paired with -6. 3 should be paired with +2. So we've got some wrong signs there. So we will have to come back. Oh, wait a second. I'm just looking at the wrong darn thing. Forgive me. I saw -4 paired with -12. So make note to yourself. Don't make the same silly mistake that Miss B made. So I've got -2 paired with -8. 0 paired with -4. I got to check all my things. 3 paired with 2, and then we should have 7 paired with 10. Yes, 7 paired with 10. So it's actually answer choice B. Apologize about that. So use your calculator, let it be your friend, and actually know what you're looking at. Okay, 25 and 26 are review problems. We have no parentheses. We have nothing to combine on each side, so we get to where we start adding our like terms on to each side. I'm adding 6x, so I get 11x. Bring down the -7, bring down the equals, bring down the -29. Add 7 to both sides. So we have 11x equals -22. Divide both sides by 11, and so you get x equals -2. 8 decreased by 3 times the number equals 2. Solve. I'm going to take away, this is what I'm solving for. I'm going to take away the 8. So I get -3n equals -6. I'm going to divide by -3. So n equals +2. Okay, I went kind of fast because these are review. If you need more help, ask your teacher. 27. The graph of a line is shown below. If the slope of this line is multiplied by -2 and the y-intercept decreases by 3, write the equation that represents these changes. You can only do this if you know the current slope and the current y-intercept. The current y-intercept is 1. The slope, it appears, is up 2 over 4. So up 2 over 4 or up 1 over 2. Okay? They want to take the slope and multiply it by -2. So 1/2 times -2 is -1. They want to decrease, subtract, the y-intercept by 3. 1 minus 3 gives us -2. So my new m is -1, my new b is -2. Y equals mx plus b. So y equals -1x minus 2. And the last one, number 28, the graph of a linear function is shown below. What is the equation of the line that is translated up 3 units? So again, let's start by knowing the slope and the y-intercept of this one. My y-intercept is at -4. My slope, it appears, is up 2 over 1. So nothing changes about the slope. The y-intercept goes up 3, so it becomes -1. Y equals mx plus b. That should be your final answer there. Okay, if you have any questions about any of these, you need to get to your teacher in the morning before the test. Good luck.